Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. I'm your brother Yahweh Call from Great Millstone, Orlando. And getting right into the topic, does chief priest, self-proclaimed chief priest at that, Ahlazar, does he really have faith? All right. And this comes off of the behest, one of many, faithless statements that this man, which is the, um, head of the Sakari, um, like I said, one of many faithless statements that this man makes, all right, which leads me to believe, again, that the self-proclaimed chief priest doesn't have any faith, all right. And what is this in reference to? It's in reference to the fact that he made the statement about, basically Yahweh Shah returning from any time between now and 1,000 years, which, that's not the spirit to be in as of right now. Because to be here, to anticipate being here another 1,000 years, again, to pose a question, do you really have faith? All right. Now, being the times that we're in right now, it is a scary thing with a lot of these guys. And again, the faithless statements, the bugged out statements that they make towards their congregations. All right. Because we're in a time where at this point, we are either all in Yahweh Bashem Shai or not. It's either all chips in, all bets on Yahweh Bashem Shai or not. And to make a statement like that, it sows the seeds of doubt. All right. And not only that, also seeds of complacency. Because again, to even imagine that we're going to be here, to imagine being here another 1,000 years. It's locked here. I'll turn this off. To even imagine being here another 1,000 years, that's a scary thing. All right. Because as I always say, imagine, and you could do the math on your own, because we come back every 3 to 4 generations. So 3 to 4 generations down the line, where will we be? At the rate that the so-called white man, Esau Edom, is moving. And I'm gonna just say this: we don't have another 1,000 years in Esau's captivity. All right, under the management and rulership of Esau, the so-called white man, we don't have another 1,000 years. This is why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is speeding up the times. All right, if it seems like the days are going by so quick, man, we just had camp last night, last night, which was Saturday. Through the spirit of the Lord willing, this week's gonna go by quick, and before we know it, we'll be able to be with brothers again on the highways and byways, on the battlefield, because again, time is speeding up. All right. And again, Yahweh Bashem Shai is speeding the days up on the behalf of his elect. All right. Because if the Lord doesn't get us out of here in a reasonable, speedily amount of time, then there will be no flesh. All right. There will be no flesh by the time Yahweh Shai returns. So again, to even make a statement like that about, any time between now and 1,000 years, Yahweh Shai can make his return. That's a faithless statement. All right. And again, it's a scary thing, because again, these so-called leaders in Israel, they're sowing these seeds of doubt, complacency. All right. And quite frankly, a lot of these guys, they don't want to see Yahweh Shai's return, because it means that they have to take the back burner. You see, a lot of these guys are set up in Moses' seat. I'll grab that. I'm gonna grab that. You just bear with me. So this is the book of what's that, Matthew chapter 23 verse Matthew 23 and 1. Then spake Yahushua to the multitude and to his disciples. Now, of course, it says here Jesus, all right, but we know, well, for those that don't know, all right, the letter J wasn't invented until the between the 15th and 16th century, all right. And who of the world ignorantly calls Jesus? Again, his name is Yahushua. He was on the scene long before that. So when Yahushua was walking the earth, they weren't even calling him Jesus because, again, the letter J wasn't invented. So oftentimes when you hear those of us to the real, well, I'll say to the hopefully elect, you know, because you'll have a lot of false prophets out here, man. You know, false prophets, all right. And that's another thing with this guy, self-proclaimed chief priest Ahlazar, and all these guys, you know. And you hear certain of the apostles and bishops and elders mention how these guys, man, how it's clear that they took the bag, all right. Because the one thing, the one thing, and I know this from experience, brothers know my testimony, being a part of another organization for 10 years, the Wadi Yahweh Shemal Shah for giving me that experience. Because when it comes to a lot of these guys, man, again, the Wadi Yahweh Shemal Shah for giving me that experience, because my ass will be simple, if the Lord didn't put me through certain experiences, when it comes to a lot of things, one thing that I can admit about myself, man, is I'm simple as hell, and that's why the Lord was describes his people as sheep. Sheep are gullible. They just go with the flow. You can walk a sheep right off of a cliff and it wouldn't even know it until it's too late, because like I said, being a part of one particular organization before the Lord led me to Great Millstone, seen some things, got that experience. And that's why when it comes to a lot of these guys, man, and that's why, like I said, agreeing wholeheartedly with the apostles and bishops with certain statements that they make, because that experience, they've seen things, not to those of us, we are entering into other men's labors, but the apostles, they've been seeing this, this is nothing new to them. All right. And with all that being said, like I was saying, seeing this myself, a lot of these Israelite groups, they're nothing but a Christian church with fringes on. A lot of these camps, man, groups, they're infiltrated, they're sold out. All right, because they can teach Israel that they're Israel, but the one thing that you notice, if you're spiritually discerned, is the names. Because you have guys, camps, they'll mention the name Yahweh Bashemel Shai, but on the same breath, they'll mention Most High and Christ, right? Jesus Christ in the same breath, which it doesn't make sense. All right, you can't mention Yahweh Bashemel Shai and Christ in the same sentence, in the same breath. It doesn't make sense. All right, it don't make sense. You see, so that's one thing. All right, just because, and that's why the Lord said, why call ye me Lord, Lord? Because you're gonna have a lot of Israelites at the, when it's too late, trying to, present themselves before Yahushua, like, Lord, I did this, and I prophesied in your name, and that's why, again, the Lord's gonna be like, I never knew you, But that's one of the most heart-wrenching things that anyone can hear, We want to hear Israelite indeed. We want to hear job well done, my faithful servant. Those are the words we want to hear. You don't want to hear from Yahushua, from the King himself, I never knew you. But that's going to be the case for a lot of these Israelites, because they're playing games. All right. But with all that being said, I just said that to say, again, when you hear certain of us, the hopeful elect, all right. Now, we say the names Jesus, Christ, for edification's sake, but uttering those words is like nails on a chalkboard. We hate to do it, but again, for newer believers. All right. So like I said here in Matthew 23 and 1, again, then spake Yahushua, and again it says Jesus. All right, but you hear us replace the name Jesus with Yahushua, because that's what it's supposed to be there. All right. Again, the letter J wasn't invented until long after Yahushua was off the scene. All right. So they weren't even calling him Jesus when he was on the scene. So that posed a question. What were they calling him? All right. Proverbs 30:4. What is his name and what is his son's name? Do your research. Then spake Yahushua to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So basically, because no new thing under the sun, as the scriptures say. You got the modern day Pharisees, all right, Sadducees, all right, you know, the zealots, the true believers, like they were back then. All right, they're here today, you know. But nevertheless, it said the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So because these guys are propped up in these positions of leadership, all right, that's the thing about it. All right, you know, that's the thing about it. You know, and that's why I said earlier, these guys, they don't want to be, they don't want Yahushua to return, because these guys, they sit in a position of authority. They sit in a position of leadership, you know. So with that being said, you know, these guys, man, you know, these, you know, again, another red flag, you know, you see these guys, and you even got Jake that talks shit about Great Millstone, all right, because, you know, we pay tithes, alms, you know, every now and then, you know, links go out for, you know, just in case brothers want to, or sisters want to, you know, donate, give alms, or whatever the case may be. But that's just a part of the ministry. That's just a part of this thing of ours, you know, versus these guys, you know, they're you know, they promoting the cash apps, all right, they're promoting the patrons, right, you know, join, like, subscribe, you know, and so on and so forth. Now, like I said, there's nothing wrong with donating, all right. If you want to give alms, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a part of this thing of ours. But these guys, and again, going back to the point, they get a little bread, they get a little money, a little fame. Again, they sit in the seat of Moses. They are in these positions of authority, in these positions of power. That's why the scriptures say, hey, power puffeth up, man. You know, this is why Yahweh Shemashah keeps the whole for the elect. He keeps those of us on a fine line, you know. And brothers, for the most part, we don't have a lot of money. We don't have much, you know, and it's better that way. We can't have too many attachments. But these guys, they let it get to their head. A lot of these guys, they were whoever they weren't in the world, they bring that over into the truth. And you know, Jake is simple, all right. You know, these guys, they're failed artists, rappers, they're failed game bangers, whatever in the world, and they try to bring that into the truth, incorporate that in the truth. You know, they try to be the man that they weren't in the world. They try to bring it into the truth, incorporate it in the truth, you know. And make no mistake about it, this, because, you know, Jake is talented by nature. So, you know, you have a lot of Israelites, man, in the truth, man. They do the whole music thing, or whatever the case may be, certain talents and gifts, all right. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, by nature, you know, that's just who we are. But that's just who we are as a people, all right. But when you try to mix it and mingle it with the truth, that's where, you know, all the gimmicks, that's where you're going off, all right. You know, trying to present a worldly image. And like I said, you know, Jake, man, Jake likes pretty things. Jake likes pretty shit. That's why, for the most part, Great Millstone, you know, they call us the bums. The bum came to armpit of Israel, because we give you the truth raw and uncut, and that's how it's supposed to be. All right, simple and sweet. The scriptures talk about the simplicity in Yahushua, man. You know, simple and sweet. All right. You see, but a lot of these guys, you know, they're like I said, you know, the glitz and the glamour, the gimmicks, they bring that shit into the truth. All right, they get a little money and so on and so forth. And, you know, quite frankly, these guys, man, they're full of themselves. All right. And quite frankly, they're full of shit. You know, talking about the apostles need to retire. Like I said, all these self-proclaimed titles, when the scriptures tell us promotion coming from neither from the east nor the west. You know, it's Yahweh Bashar Shai is the one that, you know, exalts us in due time. You know, it's the Lord that exalts us. All right. But a lot of these guys are self-proclaimed. All right. That's why I say the self-proclaimed chief priests. Right. You know, again, like I said, they sit in the Moses seat. So they have these positions of authority. All right. They got a little power, a little money, a little fame, and they let the shit get to their head, you know. So that's why a lot of these guys, they don't want to see Yahushua return, because like I said, when Yahushua does return, these guys have to take the back burner. All right. They have to take the back burner. These guys, they don't want to give up the position. They don't want to give up that seat, that authority, that power. They don't want to give it up. So that's why, you know, these Israelites, man, they make these faithless statements. All right. And again, it sows these seeds of doubt, complacency. There is no urgency when it comes to a lot of these Israelite groups. They talk about Jacob's trouble. Well, really, they're not warning their congregation of Jacob's trouble. All right, I'm gonna grab a quick one. That's in the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel 21. Ezekiel 21, I'm going to just start at 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face toward Jerusalem, and drop thy word toward the holy place, toward the holy places, and prophesy against the land of Israel. And you see, Yahweh Bashmal Shai, who the word ignorantly calls God, and Jesus, they're against 2/3 of the Lord is against 2/3 of his people right now. You see that in itself, you know, because what do we see right now? Jake, man, you know, they're in this thing for the wrong reasons, the glitz and the glamour. Here it is, Passover's coming up, all right, you know, in some amount of weeks. And, you know, the Passover is a solemn assembly. But over the years, what have we seen with these different groups? They make it one big Israelite party, all right, and they try to justify different accounts in the scriptures, which, again, you gotta understand the times that we're in, all right. We're not in the time of the you know, lavish Passovers and things of that nature. We're not in that time, all right. Again, the Lord is against his people right now. Yahweh Bashmal Shah is getting ready to send some sword judgments against his people. We're getting ready to come into a time that the world has never seen since the earth was created. So where's the sense of urgency when it comes to these Israelite camps, right? It says, and say to the land of Israel, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, and I will draw forth my sword out of his sheath, and I will cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked. So, and we see this more and more. You know, the scriptures go into the house of David and the house of Saul. All right, the house of Saul got weaker. The house of David grew stronger. And this is all that we're seeing. You know, these things, this controversy in Israel. You got Jake. Why can't all Israelites come together and just get a? We're not in the time of that right now. All right. You see, Jake makes certain of those statements, and again, it goes to show you have no understanding. All right, there's no discernment. You know, and like I said earlier, all these controversies that we see today, it's the same controversies that was going on back during the time of Yahushua, right? So the Lord is making a clear distinction. He's making a separation. All right, and these things are, you know, for the elect to discern the righteous from the wicked. All right. It says, seeing then that I will cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked, therefore shall my sword go forth out of his sheath against all flesh from the south to the north. And of course, you know, these things can be applied to now, you know, because again, the Lord requires that, which the Lord requires that of old. All right, as I quoted, no new thing under the sun, that all flesh may know that I, Yahweh, have drawn forth my sword out of his sheath. It shall not return anymore. So the Lord is going to make his presence known. All right. Because Jake, we quote Hosea 4. What's that? Hosea 4:1 a lot. The Lord having a controversy with the land. All right. And we often reference that to the book, or we often reference that to America, which it can be tied to America. But first and foremost, it's talking about Israel. That controversy that the Lord has with the land. First and foremost, it's talking about with Israelites. All right. There's no truth. There's no mercy. All right. Judgment is perverted. Jake is playing around. Jake is playing games. All right. Again, there's no urgency, no sense of urgency. Jake is really just walking around here thinking that shit is just sweet and it's just going to be sweet until the kingdom come. And that's not going to be the case. All hell is getting ready to break loose, and it's going to start with the Israelites first and foremost. All right. Because if you know that you're an Israelite, the standard, we know better. All right. We know better. All right. If you know that you're an Israelite, you know better. That's why judgment is going to start with those that know that they're Israelites. Verse 6, sigh therefore, thou son of man, with the breaking of thy loins and with bitterness, sigh before their eyes. So if you can picture that, let's say you found out someone passed away, someone, a close relative passed away, and you got that breaking of your loins, you're breaking down, and you get that feeling of sorrow, like, oh my God, it's just that overwhelming feeling of sorrow, grief. Your hands are on your loins, right? It says, and it shall be when they say unto thee, wherefore sighest thou? That thou shalt answer, for the tidings, because it cometh. So we see the tidings. All right. It's not good tidings for 2/3 of our people. All right. It's not good tidings. It's not a good message. All right. It says, because it cometh, and every heart shall melt, and all hands shall be feeble, and every spirit shall faint, and all knees shall be weak as water. Behold, it cometh, and shall be brought to pass, saith the Lord power. So you see, man, all right, the breaking forth of thy loins. All right. All hands being as feeble, knees being weak like water. It's just a horrible feeling, a terrible feeling. All right. A terrible feeling, man, because of what's coming. Again, this is a part of the message. Let me grab another one. Where's it at? Amos. Amos 6:1. Woe to them that are at ease in Zion. And a lot of Israelites are comfortable, especially these so-called leaders. All right. This is why you have guys like Chief Priest Ahlazar making these faithless statements. Yahushua can come anytime between now and 1,000 years. Which through the Spirit, because we know, and he mentioned it, but again, the Spirit is not dealing with this man. All right, I'm gonna just say that, because he mentioned it, which the scriptures tell us, 1,000 years on this earth is as one day to Yahweh Bashem Shai. So basically, he was making the point that the Lord can come back with the, basically making the point again, anytime between now and 1,000 years, Yahweh Shai can make his return. All right. Because we know the Lord's going to come on that third day, you see. But what Chief Priest, self-proclaimed Chief Priest Ahlazar doesn't understand, we're already in that third day. All right. We are in the breaking of the new day. Like right now, it's almost 6 o'clock here, and the sun's getting ready to set, and that's going to constitute a new day. All right, versus Esau, because Esau, this is why he's of the night. All right, he's of the darkness. He says a new day starts at midnight, which makes no sense. But it just goes to show you how he's the children of the night, man. That night, that darkness. A new day starts um, technically when the sun goes down. All right. You see, that's what constitutes a new day. So when the sun goes down, technically it's going to be Monday, you know. Um, but you see, again, because like I said, we are in the breaking of a new day. We're going into the third day. All right. You see, because the end, it started over 2,000 years ago after Yahushua was born. Some say after Yahushua was crucified, but no, it started when Yahushua was born. All right, that's when the end started. You know, and again, that was over 2,000 years ago. Again, we're already in the breaking of the third day, all right, the dawning of the third day. You see, that's what chief priest, self-proclaimed chief priest Ahlazar doesn't understand. We're already in the breaking of the new day. All right, the dawning of the third day, rather. All right, but again, in Amos 6:1, woe to them that are at ease in Zion, and trust in the mountain of Samaria, which are named chief of the nations, to whom the house of Israel came. So the point being, those that are at ease in Zion, Israelites, a lot of Israelites, because of poor leadership, they're comfortable, they're complacent, because to make a faithless statement that Yahushua could possibly return within 1,000 years, all right, what's that gonna do, man? That's gonna rock Jake right back to sleep. All right, Jake is gonna, you know, and you know Jake. That's why you gotta be careful with Jake, because Jake is simple. You know, you tell Jake that, man. You tell Jake something like that, they quick to just, well, hey, we might as well just party and, you know, you know, Jake's gonna have a certain attitude. That's not going to be for their benefit. All right, but to those of us, we have that sense of urgency. All right, because we don't know when the Lord's coming back, man. But hey, you know, any day now, as I say, you know, any day, you know, again, and we can confidently say that we don't have 1,000 years, because just the rate of prophecy. Hell, if we make it past Donald Trump's term, you know, 4 year term, I'd be surprised. You know, that's just our attitude. You know, if we make it past Donald Trump's 4-year term, then I will be surprised. You know, but for the most part, brothers ain't even thinking that far ahead. You know, we treat every day like, hey, this could be our last day, because it very well could be. You see, we are in a hasteful spirit. All right, we're supposed to be hastening. All right, you know, like I said, man, that's a scary thing. That's a scary thought. Even making that faithless statement, that's some scary shit. You know, I'm gonna grab this. Because like I said, you have Jakes out here telling the congregation, because who's the main group that's you know, pushing the message according to the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah? Who's the main group? Is Great Millstone and the affiliate camps. All right, trying to let our people know that, hey, man, you know, all hell's getting ready to break loose. You know, get ready, prepare. This shit is getting ready to, the Lord's getting ready to flip this shit, man. But Jake, they don't want to hear that. All right, you know, they call us doomsday prophets, right? Fear mongering, which Yahweh Shema Shai is a fear monger. We're just the messenger, like I read in Ezekiel 21. Thus saith the Lord. All right, you know, thus saith the Lord, man. You know, we're just the messengers. All right, the Lord is a fear monger. We are doomsday prophets. All right. But Jake, they don't want to hear that, you know, because you see, another thing, Jake, there is a standard that we ought to live by, a way that we conduct ourselves. And Jake, again, and that's another thing in this thing of ours. You have a lot of these, you have a lot of Israelite groups. They put their own spin and twist, and it's like religion, in a sense, you know. You have your different denominations that fits according to your lifestyle. You know, it's like a buffet. It's the same thing within this thing of ours. All right. You know, you got different Israelite groups that you could choose from that fits your particular lifestyle. You know, you can pick and choose. It's like a buffet. You know, so again, the fact that Jake, they don't want to hear the fact that there is a standard that we have to live by. All right, it's either Yahweh Bashem Shah's way or the highway. All right. Before I go to this, I'm gonna grab this in St. John, and that's the thing. Jake does not want to be told what to do. Israelites do not want to be told what to do. That's what it comes down to. So this is why, you know, when it comes down to the prophets, the scriptures talk about how the Lord, he has hewn them down by the prophets. You know, where's that at? St. John. Bear with me. St. John 7:38. St. John 7:38. He that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So like I said, it's Yahweh Bashem Shah's way or the highway. All right. This thing of ours is more than just knowing that you're an Israelite, wearing fringes. It's more to it than that. It goes way deeper than that. This thing of ours is about conducting ourselves a way, conducting ourselves a certain way, living a certain lifestyle. All right. Here it is. You got these Pharisees, these modern day Pharisees. You know, the law, right? Which they get that wrong because, you know, a lot of these guys, man, these so-called leaders, they talk about the law is what's going to get us into the kingdom. The law is what's going to get us saved. You know, now we keep the law to the best of our ability, but, you know, these guys boast in the law so much, but yet you see these same camps that boast in the law, yet they're the men of the congregation. They got lineups, getting a haircut, right, getting shape ups, you know, ball fades and so on and so forth. you know, the hypocrisy. That's why Yahushua said, do what they say, but don't do as they do. You know, because again, we are supposed to keep the law to the best of our ability, but you know, that's not what's going to save us. All right. You know, we are to rehearse the righteous acts. Bear with me real quick. Bear with me real quick, because the scriptures talk about how, like I quoted, Yahushua he said to do what they say, but don't do as they do, because a lot of these guys are full of shit. You know, I'm trying to find a particular precept. Yeah, this is it. Matthew 23. Matthew 23. Matthew 23 and 25. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye make clean the outside of the cup of the platter, but within they are full of exhortation and excess. Thou blind Pharisee, cleansed first thou which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Verse 27 is a point. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanness. Because you see, you know, the process of someone passing on, someone so-called dying, you know, you have the burial process, right? Where you put the dead body in a coffin, which the dead body is unclean, all right? But you got the process of, you go through the process, which is something, this is something that I never understood, here it is. You spending all this money on a coffin. um, like I said, it never makes sense to me. But you spend all this money on getting the best looking coffin, all right? Beautiful on the outside, make no mistake about it. Some of these coffins, they be decked out, but the point being, inside is full of uncleanness, all right? It's a dead body inside, and it's unclean. So that's like in these hypocrites, these Pharisees, modern day Pharisees and Sadducees, all right? Outwardly they appear to be righteous men. They appear to be, clean, all right? But inwardly, man, these guys are full of shit. Quite frankly, they're full of shit. All right. Outwardly, they give a certain appearance of holiness, but inside, man, these guys are full of shit. All right. And self-proclaimed chief priest Ahlazar, he's no different. All right. Like I said, just my experience. This man is full of shit. The Wadi Al-Bashar for giving me insight, giving me that experience. This dude is full of shit. All right. Brothers that are spiritually discerned could see right through men like self-proclaimed chief priest Ahlazar. All right. He's full of shit. All right. But hey, take it for what it is. Take it how you want it. Jacob's gonna find out the hard way, because you see, when it's all said and done, and the Apostle Tahar talks about this often, about how there's going to be a major shaking in Israel. Now granted, I do believe that these Sakari, because they are nothing but an offshoot of Great Millstone, but I do believe that they teach the MOTB is the micro C-hip. All right. So they're correct on that, as well as many other things. This isn't any personal attack or anything like that, because we are men of integrity over here. We give credit where it's due. Because these guys, they are teaching Israel that they're Israel. All right, can't take that away from them. They're off on a lot of things concerning the doctrine, but they are teaching Israel that they're Israel. But Sakari is nothing but another entry level Israelite camp, because there's level to this thing. And like Elder says, man, this what this thing of ours, man, is not for low level thinkers. All right, it's not for low level thinkers. All right, you see, but you do have your entry level Israelites. All right, and Sakari is nothing but an entry level camp. You learn your Israelite, you learn a few precepts or whatever, but it doesn't stop there. Again, that's the point. It doesn't stop there whatsoever. It doesn't stop there at all. All right, you see, but I was making a point, because a lot of these guys, again, to quote the Apostle Tahar, there's going to be a major shaking in Israel. All right, and long story short, there's going to come a time when a lot of these congregation members are going to start coming after the heads of these different so-called leaders in Israel, man. All right, these guys in these different groups, they're going to start coming after these Israelite so-called leaders. All right, once they find out that their leaders are full of shit, a lot of these guys are going to come to the Great Millstone camps. A lot of them are going to get turned away, quite frankly. All right, because listen, we don't we're not attention seekers. We're not, we don't need cheerleaders or groupies or anything like that. We are an action camp. All right, we're a camp of action. Again, going back to the standard that I mentioned, which a lot of Israelites, they don't want to live up. They don't want to to have a standard. All right, it's like kryptonite to a lot of Israelites. They just want to be comfortable, complacent. They want to be lazy, but Great Millstone, we are action camp. All right, and there's a lot more that goes on off camera than what you see on camera. All right, and these, again, a lot of Israelites, they're just full of shit. They just want to be, They just want to shalom and, you know, wear their fringes into the kingdom coming. It's not that simple. All right. Again, that's the point, because it's not going to be a simple ride. You know, and a lot of these guys, man, they're dumbing down their congregations. All right, telling you Jacob's trouble has already happened. All right, which there's been forms of Jacob's trouble. All right, but as far as Jeremiah 37, Daniel 12:1, we have not, that has not come to pass yet. All right, but we are vastly entering into that time, and this is what we're trying to warn our people, man. The trying to get our people to understand the gravity of this, the seriousness of this, of what we're involved in, what we're getting ready to come into, versus these so-called leaders in Israel, such as self-proclaimed chief priest Ahlazar. All right, making faithless statements. You know, because again, they don't want the Lord to come. All right, again, they're in these positions of authority, positions of leadership. They get a little power and they let the shit get to their head. All right, and they don't want Yahushua to come. All right, because when Yahushua comes, hey, the Lord's going to set the record straight, and these guys, they're going to have to take the back burner, and they don't want that. All right, and another thing, a lot of these Israelites, because we all had that fear when we first woke up. That's why it tells you in Revelation, remember that first love, our first love. A lot of Jakes, they just lost patience. The Lord didn't come back in a reasonable amount of time. Because listen, we want the Lord to come back yesterday. All right, but it's on the Lord's time. Jake, they just lose focus. They lose that fear. All right, they forget why they're in this thing. You know, they forget. All right, so they start merchandising the Lord's people, which that's one thing. You know, Yahushua, you know, we had the one account where Yahushua, he flipped the tables. All right, because Jake was making merchandise to the Lord's people. All right, that's something that the Lord doesn't play about. All right, that's why Yahushua told Peter, you love me, feed my lamb and feed my sheep 3 times. You know, going into the emphasis. You know, Shalom, Yahbashimah, Shah Brakatah. And I don't know why I got to keep doing this. I put brothers as moderator. I don't know why. Every time brothers come on, I got to remoderate them, or whatever the case may be. But that's what it is, man. You know, a lot of Israelites, they lose steam. You know, they lose focus. They forget why they're involved in it. They forget that fear, man. You know, and Jake gets bored. Because, you know, Jake with that short attention span, Jake gets bored. All right. You know, and this is what we see. All right. Jake would be making these faithless statements. The Lord can come back anytime between now and 1,000 years. That's a faithless statement. All right. Now, like I said, according to faith and through the Spirit, we know we don't have 1,000 years. All right. Like I said, I'd be surprised, and I'm just speaking as a man, but I'd be surprised if we make it out of, if we make it past Donald Trump's 4 terms. I'd be surprised, you know, because we're close, man. And again, Jake, they don't understand the seriousness of how close we are. We are dangerously close. We are that much. It's like everything is being put into place. The only thing that we're really waiting on is that MOTB to be mandated. That's like the main thing that we're waiting on. That MOTB. All right. But Jake is out here just playing around, and like I said, Passover's coming up. Jake is gonna, you know, make it an Israelite party, right? A lamb cookout. You know, when again the Passover is a solemn assembly. You know, it's deadly serious. You know, I get afraid. You know, I get nervous. You know, a lot of things happen year round every day, but a lot of spiritual things take place during the Passover, man. You know, I get nervous. You know, I know brothers feel the same way. Brothers get nervous. You know, but Zephaniah, going to Zephaniah. Zephaniah 1. Zephaniah 1, we're going to start at verse 12. And it shall come to pass, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles. And you see, hey man, the Lord is not playing around. All right. You know, hey man, we all have death angels lurking over us. You know, and that's why we are at the mercy of Yahweh Shema Shah, because the fact that we have death angels looking over us, the Lord can punch our ticket at any moment. All right, that's why it's a scary thing, man. It's a scary thing. You know, you almost get to a point you feel bad for a lot of these cats, man. You know, you see Apostle Tar talking about the, you know, getting on Bishop Nate, and you know, certain of these guys, man. You know, a lot of these guys, man, you almost feel bad for them, because the Lord's not playing. You know, we walk on eggshells, because that's how, it's the Lord's not playing, because the Lord is searching Jerusalem. All right. You know, again, that's why, like I quoted earlier, judgment is going to start with those that know that they're Israelites, know better, that you call yourself being in the truth. Well, hey, you know, we are held to a certain standard. All right. If you say you're an Israelite, we are held to a certain standard. So judgment is going to start at those that know that they're Israelites. All right. But we all have death angels lurking over us. You know, it says, and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil. So you see, and what do you think this thing of ours is about, man? Again, it's more to it than just calling yourself an Israelite wearing fringes. And that's where a lot of Jake, as the Apostle Gabar stresses, man, you don't know what you're involved in. All right, talking about the Lord's not gonna do no good nor evil, right? There's not gonna be no Jacob's trouble, right? The MOTB is everything but what it is. You know, that insertable device. All right, just all type of wayward doctrines, bugged out doctrines. You know, these guys, man, they're you know, switching up the doctrine every so often, right? You know, it's just a lot of it's just a lot of controversy, you know, and that's why the Lord has a controversy, as I quoted earlier in that Hosea, man. The Lord has a controversy. The Lord's going to settle the score. The Lord's going to have the last say so at the end of the day. All right, the Lord's going to shut all this shit down real soon, you know. And again, man, you know, Jake is settled on the leads. Jake is comfortable. All right, and you make Jake more comfortable when you talking about the Lord. Basically, the Lord's not going to come anytime soon. You know, you don't want the Lord to return because you don't believe. You know, you got to ask yourself, man, you know, to the self-proclaimed chief priest Ahlazar, does he really believe? You know, talking about because, you know, this guy, he argues the point, self-proclaimed chief priest Ahlazar, he argues the point, because it doesn't say, or Yahweh Shah's not directly speaking, he argues the point, it's not the word of God. You know, because it doesn't say Yahweh Shai said, all right, or these are the words of Yahweh Shai, it's not the word of God. So he pretty much, you know, writes off all the scriptures, man, Apostle Paul's writings, and you know, if it doesn't say, if it's not the words of Yahweh Shai directly, then to him apparently it's not the word of God. You know, that's a dangerous line to tread. You know, again, that's a faithless way of thinking, man. That's a faithless argument. All right, but again, you know, these guys, they don't believe yet. Self-proclaimed chief priest Ahlazar, he doesn't believe. All right, he doesn't want the Lord return, because that means he has to take his big ass on the back burner, man. You know, he has to take his phony ass to the back burner. You see, a lot of guys, they don't want to give up those riches, man. They don't want to give up that Patreon. All right, again, man, these guys, man, they're flashing the cash apps, right? Subscribe, donate. You know, it's a mess, man. It's a shit show. What we see going on in Israel, it's a shit show, man. All right, it's a damn shit show. All right, but to the self-proclaimed chief priest Ahlazar, he doesn't believe, man. You know, he doesn't believe in Yahweh Shemal Shai, because like I said in the beginning, you can't, hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shemal Shai, blessed be the Most High in Christ. No, you can't mention Yahweh Shemal Shai and Jesus Christ in the same sentence, on the same note. You can't do that on the same breath. So these guys are paid off. All right, they're paid off, man. You know, they're more and more the leaking oil, like I quoted. It's nothing more what we see going on. Is nothing more but the house of Saul getting weaker, the house of David getting stronger. All right, you know, more and more bugged out doctrines are going to come out. More and more faithless statements are going to be made. You know, and I'll grab this and I'll end, because you know, you can go on but so many points could be made. But I quoted it. I'll just read it. In Malachi chapter 3, Malachi 3 and 18. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between them that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. And these guys, again, they're going to wax worse and worse. All right. They're going to make more faithless statements. All right. More bugged out doctrines. You know, it's only going to get worse, you know. And again, we are in the third day. All right. I don't know, according to his logic, when he thinks the third day started, you know. But we are already in that third day, man, or the dawning of that third day. Because again, the end started not when Yahushua was crucified. It started when he was born. You know, so we are already we are already at the dawning of the third day. You know, we are in that time period. All right, we're not gonna have to be here wait another 1,000 years, man. You know, these guys with these doctrines, man. You know, these guys, they just want to sound deep. You know, they just want to be the man that they weren't in the world. They just want to bring it into the truth, incorporate it in the truth. You know, mix and mingle the world with the truth, and it doesn't work. You know, like I just read, you know, the righteous are going to be able to discern. All right, the righteous are going to be able to tell the difference, tell apart. All right, you see, man. You know, but yeah, we're close, man. You know, that's why the scriptures tell us not to let the incredulity of these people affect us. You know, because like I admitted earlier, you know, the Lord didn't put me through certain experiences. My ass would be simple, you know. And let's say I was the water Yahweh Sham not, but let's say if I was a follower of you know, Sakari, man, this chief priest self-proclaimed Ahlazar, if I was a follower, man, and if I heard them make that statement, man, that would put me in a mindset of dumbed downness, you know, docileness, man. That would crush my hope. That would crush my hopes, you know, because we are eagerly seeking to get the hell up out of here, you know, desperately. Like I said, we are crying for the Lord to deliver us yesterday. We want to be going out. We want to be delivered out here yesterday. So if I would have heard that statement and I was a new believer, you know, if I wasn't as firmly rooted as I am now, that would have crushed my hopes, man. You know, to be here another 1,000 years, you know, but Lord willing, this was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. And peace, blessings, and salutations to you, hopefully elect. To the next one, Shalom.